Ho 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 ho!
Hello everyone and very welcome to another video. In this video I will be guiding you on how to dual boot your Windows operating system and install Linux operating system beside it. So when you start your computer you can choose which operating system do you want to log into. So without any more babbling, let's go directly to the first step of this video. Before we get started, we want to make sure that the drive that we are installing our Linux operating system is not BitLocker encrypted. Because if that's the case, the Linux installation media is not going to able to read that drive and write to that drive. So if you are shrinking your Windows operating system drive and want to install Linux operating system on that, then we need to make sure that BitLocker is disabled on that drive. And don't worry about disabling the BitLocker. Once we are done with our Linux installation and everything is working, we will be logging back into Windows and enabling BitLocker on our Windows operating system again. If you haven't shrinked your C drive to install Ubuntu Linux onto the same drive, and your drive is external drive and it's not BitLocker encrypted, you can fast forward this video to the part where I am booting from the Linux installation media. Since I am going to install both operating systems on the same SSD and my C drive is BitLocker encrypted, I'm going to start with turning off the BitLocker. Now to turn off BitLocker, search BitLocker in Start menu and click on Turn off BitLocker, and it will start decrypting your C drive. If you want to check for the status, you can right click on Start menu, Start Terminal as admin, and then type in Manage BDE status 3 colon, and you will get the status. Here you can see that my C drive is fully decrypted. By right-clicking on Start menu and choosing Disk Management, we can start creating some extra space for our Linux. Right-click and then click on Shrink Volume. We are going to create some unallocated space for our Linux installation. I'm going to choose 100,000 megabyte, which is roughly 1000 gig. Once the unallocated space is created, we can plug in our Linux installation media and restart our Windows operating system. I have a Lenovo PC, so at the startup, I'm going to press on F12 to bring up the boot menu, and then I'm going to choose my USB with the Ubuntu installation media. Choose my language, and I'm going to click on Next. And then at the accessibility, I'm going to click on Next. I choose my keyboard, click on Next. I don't want my Ubuntu to connect to the internet, so click on Next. And then what do you want to do with Ubuntu? I want to install Ubuntu and click on Next here. And then interactive installation, we are going to choose that. Click on Next. Default selection is good for me. And then I'm going to click on Next. Here, I'm just going to click on Next. I don't want to install any options. And then how do you want to install Ubuntu? Manual installation. We're going to choose that. Click on Next. And then here we can see our hard disks or SSDs and USB drive. So I'm going to choose my SSD, and you can see that the free space of 100 or over 100 gigabyte that we created is visible here. We are going to choose that, click on the plus sign, and then here we want to mount our system at the root level of this free space. And then here we just want to make sure that the device for bootloader installation is our main SSD, and then we're just going to click on next. Choose username and password, click on next. Time zone, click next, and then install. Wait for the installation to finish. Once it has installed your operating system, Linux Ubuntu, then you will be presented to a restart button. Click on restart. After the restart, you will get these options. Choose Ubuntu and press enter on your keyboard. Then write your username and password and press on enter to log in. Now, the first thing you want to do when you install a Linux OS, you want to update your system and upgrade it to the latest version. In order to do that, you open terminal and type sudo apt update and apt upgrade full yes. Then you press on enter, you type in your password, and then you press on enter again, and it will start updating and upgrading your system to the latest version. Now we are going to choose to restart our Linux. To go to Windows, we are going to choose Windows at the startup. Here we want to make sure that BitLocker is back on. Now open control panel on and click on BitLocker. Click on turn on BitLocker, and then it will start encrypting your drive. Before it does that, it wants you to store your BitLocker key. We are going to choose print a recovery key, but if you have a Windows account logged in with this PC, a Microsoft Online account, you can choose to back it up to your Microsoft Online account. That makes it much more safer. But for the purpose of the demo, we're just going to print the recovery key. And then on the next option, we are going to choose the encrypt you or entire drive. And then the new encryption method, we are going to choose that. And then we are going to start encrypting. And at the end, you can say that the inscription is done. That's it. Thank you very much for this video, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.